Good morning, it's Bruce Phares here with Windermere Real Estate in Seattle. It is the 21st of April. It's Tuesday. Let's go ahead and take a look at the numbers. We do take a look at the stocks these days to kind of get an idea of what's going on, and we've had, unfortunately, another down day at this point. Interest rates yesterday were at 3.44. Let's go ahead and take a look at our local stats. Get my highlighter going here. We have some record numbers taking place here in terms of pending inspections, pendings, and pending 6 days off market. So our newly actives had crested in terms of the volume a day or so ago, and our weekly influx of new actives had crested since shelter in place, which was the 26th here. Our numbers in the highest number prior to that was 214 for the year, and 161 was the highest number since shelter in place. In terms of 7 days volume of inventory coming on market, here's where the big numbers are right now. We've got pending inspections, those properties going into an inspection contingency, but still being pending. Highest numbers for the entire year: 15 for 1 day, 52 for the week, 64 for the pool at this point. So that's indicating that inventory is not keeping up. Pending itself, highest numbers for the day and for the week in terms of since shelter in place. Prior to shelter in place, though, we did have some pretty robust numbers here. There's our highest number of 23. Let's see here, we're at 12, so we're at half of that, but that's probably about average for where we were prior to. Those properties are going 6 days off market, and typically they are not then pending inspection. They've already conducted their inspections. Highest numbers since shelter in place at 13 and 57 for our daily and for our weekly. Let's go back a couple months and take a look at what that would be. 14 and 60 there, 8 and 64. So 13 and 57, not too far off the fast pace that we had prior to shelter in place. Our total numbers, highest numbers, all three of them in terms of our daily, our weekly, and our pool of pendings, highest numbers since shelter in place. That's 20, let's call it 30, 130, and 475. And go down and take a look here. That's the holiday. So we've got, these are in the teens. These are in the 120s. There's some 130s. And there's those numbers there. So 569 highest for the year, and we are at 475 for the pool of total pendings. Let's go look at the ratios pretty quickly. We'll be done in a second here. 45% on our 6 day off market in relationship to total pendings. So that we're looking at these two sets, pending inspection and pending. How many of those go there in 6 days or less? 45%, 53%. That's our looking back for the week or so. 6 days off market in relationship to the new actives in a weekly time frame. We are fluctuating 30s, high 20s, let's call it 30s, and then pushed up to 41 and 39%. So that's indicative of a seller-friendly environment. And then finally, oops, I didn't put the colors in here. 96. Let me put those in. There we go. So our 96 here for looking back a week. This is for the Northwest Multiple Listing Service. They do a market watch, which is not quite as stringent as ours, but I like to see whether their numbers are matching up with mine. And 136 new actives in the last week time frame, starting from yesterday going backwards. And you can see that's obviously a higher number there. So that is the highest since COVID, since shelter in place. Here's what the numbers were like prior to that. So you can see they were pretty strong up. And there's the highest number for the year at 175, and we're at 136. And that's definitely a surge taking place. And that puts the ratio between new pendings and new actives at 142%, which is highest since COVID. There's our highest for the year at 206. So that's our story. Let's quickly take a look at last year's numbers. See if I can get that on my page, and I'll try to diminish that down so that we can look at that simultaneously. Hang on here. Okay, so this year, newly actives. Last year, the pool was 704, 7 day was 124. Here we are, 148. I mean, this is at shelter in place, and we've got more listings coming on than we had a year ago when we weren't. 517 is the pool. You can see those numbers right there. Pending inspections, 15 and 52. Here we're, call it 14 and 58, not much different. Pending, 12 and 75, 11 and 67. So where's my pending down here? Right there. 13 and 90, 7 and 87. Call it around 10 to 90. And here we are, basically, I'll call it 10 to 70. Not much different. 6 days off market, 13. Let's scroll this up a little bit so we get a little bit more better average. Kind of bopping around, but we're pushing up for sure. Let's call that 10 for fun. 10 and 50. And here it is at 10 and 54. Right? So I kind of just take it easy on these guys and look at these numbers. 10 and 54. Our ratio is 45%. Our ratio over here was in the high 30s, low 40s for the ratio of 6 day off market in terms of the total pendings coming off market in a 5 day or 7 day time period. And finally, 6 days off market in relationship to newly actives is at 39%. And that is just about where it was there, right? So there's our comparison to last year. All right, take care. Hope you're doing well and be safe, please.